Pretty nice day out there today,
Yeah.
but tomorrow could be a different story.
Yeah, you know, we've been talking about the storm chances tomorrow, and there is still chances for storms, but the overall chance, it's pretty low, to be honest.
That's good news.
Yeah, no, that is great news. Now, we could certainly use the rain, and here's the thing. The chance for rain without thunderstorms is a lot higher than actually seeing thunderstorms, especially severe weather. And just kind of looking at the big picture right now, things are pretty quiet. We do have some showers over parts of Texas. That's also falling apart and moving off to the east. So in the meantime, the Star National Cowboy Museum camera, part of our Lucky Star Sky Cam network, we've got 58 degrees. We've got a south wind right now at 17 miles an hour. Not a bad spring day. Temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s across the north. And just looking statewide, that's pretty much the case. We do have some slightly higher numbers approaching the mid 60s now in the Panhandle. We have a little bit more wind out there in especially the northwest. We've got gusts as high as around 30 miles an hour. But for the most part, everyone's got that south wind between about 15 to 25. Well, our next storm system, it is on the way, but it's still making its way onto the west coast. You can see the area of low pressure out there and wind advisories, wind warnings out ahead of it. The wind is certainly going to be picking up. I think that's what you're going to notice the most over the next couple of days. Not today. It's a little breezy, but that wind, it's really going to howl Thursday and especially into Friday. As far as storm chances are concerned, here's the thing. Overnight tonight, I do expect to see increasing clouds. And early tomorrow morning, we're expecting maybe some light showers and drizzle in south central Oklahoma, eventually increasing in coverage and intensity a little bit later in the afternoon into early evening. But during this time, the severe threat really not all that high. I think it should increase a little bit more as we get into late tomorrow evening and into tomorrow night. And with that being said, the dry line is going to move a little bit farther to the east, basically aligning up with I-35, but then as we get into Friday afternoon, everything rushes off into eastern Oklahoma. So at this point, I think the highest chance for seeing storms, especially severe weather, is going to be in southeast Oklahoma very early Friday morning. Nonetheless, we're going to have to watch it very closely because things can change. So today, temperatures should make it into the upper 60s here in Oklahoma City, but low 70s across the west, northwest, upper 70s, though, out in Guyman. Overnight tonight, the wind's going to be picking up a little bit more, especially in western Oklahoma, and temperatures only dropping down into the upper 40s and 50s. By tomorrow morning, but tomorrow afternoon, back in the low 60s, because again, we're expecting a lot more cloud cover. We're still going to have a very gusty south wind, gusts as high as around 45 miles an hour in western Oklahoma, but with the chance of drizzle and light rain, we have to lower those temperatures just a little bit. Now, as we get into tomorrow morning, there's that slight chance of rain and storms in central, eastern, southern Oklahoma. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, I think that chance will go up a little bit more for the metro, but especially in southeast Oklahoma. Out west, the chance is still very low. Tomorrow night into Friday morning, the dry line moves a little bit closer to I-35, so now we've got a slight chance of rain and storms in Oklahoma City, but the chance looks pretty great across the east and southeast. During that time, any one of those storms will have an overall low chance of becoming severe, but I do expect that threat will be highest in far southeast Oklahoma. During the day, Friday, everything rushes off to the east, and we're eventually going to see lots of sunshine, but it's also going to be very, very windy. Gusts between about 25 to 40 miles an hour easily here in Oklahoma City, but we could see some isolated wind gusts as high as around 50 miles an hour out to the west. The problem with that is it's been so dry. It's been really hard to get any rain in western Oklahoma. So combining that with those 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, possibly some isolated winds a little higher than that at times, the fire threat will be in that extreme category. So we're going to go from tracking storms tomorrow to Friday. I think the main idea is going to be the wind, and we're going to be tracking the possibility of fires during the day. As we get into the weekend, though, generally things look pretty dry. So a very slight chance we do get some rain in here on Sunday. Temperatures, though, 60s on Saturday, upper 70s on Sunday. It's looking nice and warm, and temperatures back in the 80s by early next week. So we do have some nice weather on the way, and it's going to warm up pretty fast, but the 80s don't last forever. We're starting to trend back down by about midweek next week.
So I'm going to enjoy the weekend while I can. I hope everyone else does too.
Yeah.